Okay, go on ahead and switch over to the other one. Yeah, go on ahead and go to the other one. I'm ending this one right here, and this one's going. Hopefully we won't have any problem with this. But boy, the print is so tiny. Hey, Julian. Hopefully this will do a lot better. This poor laptop. She's old and rickety. I'm going to put a long cord on this so that it doesn't run out of power. So I'm going to be jiggling the phone a little bit. We'll see if Streamlab turns out to be a pretty good app after all. Hey! I'm glad that you found me, Anthony. Sorry for me moving this all over the place like this. I'm plugging it into a longer cord. That way it won't run out of power. Alright. Well, I've already, it's a big one. That's all that is. No lag, perfect audio. Yeah, we'll just see if Streamlab does a lot better instead of running it on LTE where it cuts off. Well, I've already turned it off there on the computer. I can read the chat here on this. It's no problem. Yeah, it does come out clear on this. I just hope that I think basically it couldn't run very long on the on LTE. So we'll just see how it works here on the Wi-Fi. And I guess this here is a good test for it, because if it lasts for us, then I'll definitely be able to live stream my painting tomorrow. He just wants to know that he had found something good. And I don't blame him there. Guess I should be using my tablet. Boy, this is such tiny print. But yeah, if this works out good, I'll be able to live stream my painting tomorrow. And that would be good, because last time I attempted it, it cut out. So I don't know why I didn't delete the app. And I appreciate it too, Mark. So, you know, if this seriously does work with the fiber optic internet, then basically I'll start live streaming with the tablet, and that way I can see the chat better. But that'll work out a whole lot easier for me to be able to paint and live stream. Nikki didn't come back in, did she? I was hoping that she would give this Build-A-Story a chance and think maybe it would keep her interest. It's possible that it would. Do you think building a story would keep her attention, Mark? Now, I hope so. I'm really thinking that this might help her a whole lot. Keep her engaged. So, in case you're not aware, I'm only going to be doing my journey vlogs like once a week. Huh. I really don't like using earbuds. I've got very tiny ears and they don't stay in my ears. They aggravate me. But I'd say that is a pretty good deal right there. I've got a set of earbuds that, yeah, all this in here, I've got very small ones compared to most other people. So if I do use anything that's got earbuds, it has to have the adjustable bobs that goes on. And my ears actually take the smallest size. Unfortunately, not all earbuds you can remove the earpiece and put an adjusted size on, but I've got one set of earbuds that actually they go around the neck and the wires extend so that you can use them, and they've got the little pop-off ends so you can put the proper size on. Yeah, it is. I'm going to put this up a little bit closer to me so I don't strain. I mean, as it happens, I do use bifocals, but it's still it's still hard for me to see if the print's too small. Most earbuds sound pretty good anyway. I have to say I do appreciate the Bluetooth earbuds. They are nice. They seem to have a pretty good clarity. I'm really hoping for us to do Build-A-Story. That's why I'm kind of waiting for Nicole, because I think it would be something that she could be engaged in. Anthony, buddy, my goodness. Let me know when you make a mistake, okay, pal? Yeah, I want to see if maybe this will be something that will really keep her interested. Oh, good, good. Have you ever heard of building a story, Nicole? Have you ever participated in, like, um, I don't know, maybe a reading party or something where everybody shared a part? Well, good. I'm thinking you might enjoy this pretty good. So, I'll start off the story and I'll get the storyline going. Oh, good, good. So we'll get this going. Um, on a very hot, sunny day, there was a group of 4 friends walking. It was like in a dusty area, almost like a ghost town. And the wind was blowing, but it was a hot wind. And the sands were just brushing all around. They was trying to find shelter. But where would they go? Most everything looked dilapidated, and they didn't want to get in trouble, but they had to get into some kind of shelter. Mark, I'll let you go. That way Nikki can kind of work on that, and Julian can be thinking too. Hi, Marie. Is Grandpa done? They searched for a very long time, seconds into minutes, minutes to hours, trying to find shelter. Finally, they... Okay, Nikki, you add on to that. Oh, well, good. The more the merrier. They found small batch next to a cave, and they decided to go in, and they found Julian, a batch of water. They found a batch of water next to a cave, and they decided to go in, and they found... Okay, Julian? We're building a story, Marie, if you'd like to join in. You just kind of keep up with the chat. There will be moments of silence, but that's while I'm waiting for others to write in a part of the story. A bunch of markings on the wall and scratch marks, and were scared, but they needed a safe place to sleep, so they ran in, and the smell was horrible. So even though the smell was bad, they were desperate. They found that the water that they had found was pretty fresh, so they gathered up all they could, and they ran inside the cave. And they tried to make out the marks that was on the cave walls, but nobody could read them or make them out. So they decided to just bunch up together and try to hold it out, and hopefully the heat wave would end and they'd be on their way by the next day. And Mark, hey Dylan, catch up on it, and after Julian, you get to go next. We're building a story, so just kind of scroll up, and we've just started it, so you'll be able to catch it. They woke up from a very rough slumber to a faint dragging noise coming from within the cave. One of the boys turned to the leader and asked if they wanted to explore. Nikki? You don't see what Mark added? And give it time, it should catch up for you. I'll catch you up real fast. So far, like, there's a group of 4 friends, and they ended up like in a dusty area, almost like a desert, and they had to find shelter from a hot wind, and they came to a cave that had a mess of water. And when they entered in, what you saw from Julian's listings, there was the markings on the walls, and a stench. And Mark had said that they went to go explore. Hi, Susan. The lead boy said yes, and they went traveling into the cave and started finding rare. Julian? So we're up to exploring the caves, Dylan. Have you got that much yet? Okay. Well, then you're pretty well caught up. Weird bones and more markings on the wall. The lead voice started to turn back when all of a sudden a loud bang came from up ahead. Okay, got that. Dylan? Anyway, Susan, we're building a story. If you would like to join in, you just kind of keep up with the chat with what everybody's telling in part of the story, and we're waiting for Dylan. And then when I call on you, you can add to it if you want to participate. They also hear things falling. Nothing heavy, but a lot of small objects falling. They decide to venture ahead and they find a whole bunch of keys on the ground. Looking closer at the keys, they started to wonder what they were all about. They saw a ring of keys that looked a little bit older and they were rusted, and then they found another set of keys that looked a little newer. The bones themselves they couldn't make out if they were animal or if they were human, but they did see some skulls, and they definitely knew for sure that those was human skulls, along with some animal skulls too, which would explain why that there was a stench in the cave, but they couldn't figure out what it was all about. Had they stumbled upon a group of people that lived back in the caves and they were cannibals, or what? Mark? The smallest boy tripped on a small skull, which triggered a chain reaction of doors appearing in the stone of the cave, each marked with a unique number and symbol. Boy, this is getting good. Nikki? This is almost sounding like a Nancy Drew and Indiana Jones story. Each door had a keyhole different from the rest and could only be opened with the corresponding key. Julian? The boys turned around and went back to the spot where they found those keys falling and searched through them, and they all looked the exact same except Dylan. Boy, this is really turning out good. People count isn't correct on this one either. One key that was abnormally huge, they decided to take this key and look for one that size and fit. They find They find one and they unlock the door. They open it and they find a message on a wall. It wasn't a passage. Have you got anything you want to add to that, Susan? Or are you just going to listen in? You can go after Dylan if you've got something to add to that. We'll give Susan a chance if she's still on here. I don't know. I'm going to give her a small chance. I'm going to give her a little bit of time. I know it takes a little bit of time to type. Are you still here, Susan? Okay. No response from her, so she might have had to step out for a moment. Anyway, so as they started looking at the message that was on the wall, they was really curious about it. They still couldn't make out what the markings were, if it was a warning or some kind of a writing. It wasn't like caveman, but it wasn't anything that they had ever seen before. And just as they was really starting to puzzle it out, they heard a sound behind them, and they turned around real fast. And Mark? An old wizard appeared out of thin air. Nikki? Well, we'll see where it ends up going, that's for sure. Yeah, I know. This is turning out to be a very interesting story. I'm enjoying this. This is good. I have no clue where we're taking it, but this is good. He demanded to know why the boys disrupted his 400-year sleep and why they were making so much noise and what their business was. Julian? That's pretty good, Nikki. I like that. 400 years sleep. Pretty anxious for sure. It's Julian's. None of the boys talked, they just stared in shock, and one soiled his pants, and some were pinching themselves because this was so unbelievable. And then, before they talked, the wizard took out a long scroll of parchment with ancient writing. Dylan? Yeah, very good. The wizard was reading the tale of how this place came about and why this cave is like this today. He warned them that he could grant them an answer to one question. However, once the question was asked, he could not help. Oh boy, thanks, Dylan. um, no boy. The wizard also gave fair warning that if they didn't ask the right question, he couldn't give the correct answer. So they had to choose very wisely in the question that they was to ask. Mark, I'm passing the book here. That was hard. I had to do something. You kind of put that one on me, buddy. I was stuck there. It's either that or me saying pass. Mark, you take it on. Meow. Okay, Nikki. If this story got too if this story got too tripped up, we'll have to close it off. That's the one cool thing about building a story. We can either keep it rolling or we can really stop it up bad. The end. Stay tuned for the next installment. It was bound to happen with somebody. I'm afraid my imagination couldn't go that way. Do you have anything for that, Julian? Maybe you could save it. I think we might have some saving grace. The wizard said, "If you ask the wrong question, you shall die." So the boys thought long and hard before asking, and the question they asked was, Dylan, here you go. Now you can go with the direction you was thinking. Put it out there, buddy. Julian saved it. Yeah, but he still saved it. Now Dylan's stumped. You wasn't planning ahead with that one. You just clarified it a little better. That's what you done, Julian. You clarified it. Almost had a fumble. It was saved. Someone picked up the ball before it was a complete fumble. Yeah, I know. Exactly. Exactly. Y'all's going to be jumbling around here a little bit. I've got to adjust this so I'm not stretching my neck up so much. Let's see if that helps. That makes a difference for me. boys decided on the question, "Can we touch your beard?" And the wizard zapped them with lightning. The end. I think that takes care of it, Dylan. Oh, we should have had those boys touch the beard to begin with. Put the story out of the misery. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. What I was thinking that was like the story would end up that they would find like maybe an old sheriff's building, because I was thinking of like a restaurant type um, ghost town, and they was like in the desert, an old ghost town, something like somewhere in Arizona. And I was thinking that they would find like an old sheriff's building or an old broken down hotel or something, and somewhere or another, who knows what else happened, but that's what I was imagining to begin with. And there you have it, Nikki. You found your calling. What's your idea for the question? Okay, throw it out there. Is there any clues that we should know that haven't been told to us? The wizard answered yes, and he said, oh boy. Be wise in who you choose. The Blair adaptation. Beware who you choose in the future to be with you for life, because if you make the wrong choice, it could be the end of your life. But if you do choose the right person to be with you, then your life will be a lot easier to go. And that means a very hard laugh. You know, when you laugh hard and your eyes are closed, that's what that is. That's a very hard laugh with your eyes closed. You're laughing hard. That's what that means. You're welcome. Yes, exactly. Mark put the emoji up. That's what that is. Anyway, as the wizard was saying, if you make the right choice for who will be with you for life, then your life will be made easier. All right, Marie, you have a good night. I knew that was you. How you doing, Joy? I had a feeling that was you, woman. Good, Marie. I'll be looking for you. You too, Marie. I would say so. We was hoping that you was okay, that everything has been cleared off. We miss you too. Absolutely. Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I do have to say, Joy, perhaps the best thing that you done was to just completely go off like that, what you had done, because that got them off of everyone's back. And hopefully now things are working even better for you now. Well, it was getting to all of us. They were attacking all of us. It kind of it bummed me out. Ree was playing a really good game, and one came on and said, "We got rid of Joy. Now you're off our list." That was hard. Well, that's good, but you know what? In the meantime, you can be our viewer, and that's good enough. At least we still have you. No, thank you. Yeah, for now, just be our viewer. Just be our viewer. And then maybe you'll feel good one day by the Lord going ahead and start doing videos again. Yeah, absolutely. It's just good to see you. It's good to see you. But since you had cleared your channel off, we haven't had any more issues. So that was a good thing. It was kind of a sacrifice on your part, but I think that took care of the entire trouble. So now, in a way, like at least you can enjoy being with your friends again and not worry. Yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure it was very painful. Did you let Carol know? Because Carol and Bud Klein both miss you horrible. I mean, really, really horribly. Have you made them aware of your presence? Yeah, kind of. Well, And be sure to let Carol know. Because, I mean, seriously, she was torn up. And she was the one who made us aware that you no longer had a channel going. Oh, okay. Yeah. So as soon as you can, go on ahead and let Carol know that you're okay. That will make her feel better to hear from you. Well, one good thing for sure. We might not have our southern tips anymore, but daggone it, we got our joy back. Part of our family has returned home. Yeah, it was probably best that you just didn't say anything else. All right, Dylan, buddy. I don't even know what time it is. It's 7:55, so it would be equivalent to and just running it around 2 hours. Ended up having decent a decent crowd. I love you too, Joy. Thank you so much for stopping in and saying hey. You got more time now. Got more time. Now, like I said, it's pretty well equivalent to me running about 2 hours, so we'll go on ahead and shut this down anyway. We ended up having a good laugh with that story, and I'm so glad that we actually got to do one. So, yeah. But with you having more time, that means you can come and join us just about every time, Joy. I love every single one of you so very much, and I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Every one of you. You all have a wonderful, beautiful night.